rhythmic sound, this beat, seems to be the best babysitter of all. Because it was the first babysitter. You know, when we sat in that warm amniotic fluid in our mother's stomach, the first thing that we ever registered in our mind, in our growing mind, was sound when we heard this. And I think this was the first time that this little soul recognized that there's something more to it. And so this sound, this drumming, this rhythmic beat is what takes us all the way back to the beginning of our lives. And we register this calmness, this warmth, this uncaring, this such peaceful life. It takes us to that really quick. And we can really drop our humanness and go back to that time and space, you know, where all we needed, all we wanted was the of our mother. And we constantly search for that. So the drums seem to give us that. And we add to it a little. Well, you know, that's growth. You know, we don't need just this. We've grown a little bit. And there are more of us, and we connect with more of us. Hence, the more sounds. So that's spirit drumming. It takes us to that place that we once knew, that first place that we knew. The first place with no care, no fear, no worries, no nothing but a happiness of a melodic sound that never ended, that was always there when we needed it, that initially gave us that open door to what we recognize as much more, spirit, even though our mind didn't really figure that out yet.
What brought you to drumming?
Well, the 5 babysitters. You know, the 5 children that we have are hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch. And those are our humanness. And those are what constantly keep our inner heart, our inner spirit from connecting with the Creator, the whoever you'd like to connect with. Well, my kids were brats. Constant in need of babysitting. Constantly getting in the way of me connecting with what I knew was there, but I was having so much time getting there, so much time reaching that place. And I'm a person that needs to do something with my hands. Hence, you know, being an artist a little bit helps my children become babysitter. But in doing something with my hand and my art, I still had the child of sound whining. Well, you're not paying attention to me. So I've tried many different things, but I always come back to that initial thing that my unthinking child, when I was in my mother's womb, I still came back to that sound. I'm able to do something with my hand, keeping my hands busy. I'm able to do something with my ears and listen to this beautiful sound. I'm able to do something with my eyes and watch all the things around me. I'm able to do something with my nose and still continue to smell all of these things. I'm able to still do something with my mouth, normally talking, but tasting also. And it's so easy. It's like when a person walks into a church, whether you are a believer of that religion or not, you feel something. You don't quite know what it is, but it feels so good. When I step into this church here and look at the altar of these skinned, standing one, hollowed out trees, all of a sudden everything goes away. And I feel so good. Perfect. For me. Maybe not perfect for anybody else, but I have to achieve that perfection for my own self before I can share it with another. drumming is the new fad, although it's been around for a millennium, ever since man or womankind. And now all of a sudden people are finding out that there's something about the sound that helps them. But what often gets in the way, because it is a fad, is ego comes into play. I can drum louder, I can drum faster, my drum's bigger than your drum. And that's too bad, because of course your children are not being babysat and you're still dealing with stuff. And what happens is, slowly when you start learning to feed your ego, usually it happens by accident, a drummer will trance out. A novice drummer will all of a sudden go away for a minute and come back and realize that he is, or she has gone away, and not know what the heck that was all about. There's an entrainment that one must figure out. The power to let go of your humanness, the power to tell your children, I can't deal with you right now. I have to connect. I have to make that connection with spirit. And drummers all over the country are doing it. Children are doing it. You know, if you drum in a circle, watch the children. The children are the first to recognize the purity of sacred space that is brought upon by a drum. They're the first to open their eyes wider, to open their mouth wider, to really focus on, whether it's a child of 6 months, 6 years, or 16 years, all of a sudden, being that they're the youngest, and being that they still remember very vividly that sound of their mother, they go, wow, I like that. That not only sounds like my mother, but hey, sounds like a couple other things going on in there too. There was someone that had written a book, and I can't remember who it was, but had mentioned about multiple births and what type of children they become. And they found that people that have multiple births, usually these children develop a great sense of musical expertise, because they heard when they were in their mother's womb not only this, but they also heard. And so they came out already getting rhythm down, because they heard another sound besides their own, besides their brother, maybe their sister. And I've seen, there's a pair of twins that come here, and they're drummers, and they trance out in probably 60 seconds. You see them sit down, they put their hands on their drum, they slowly start to drumming, and they're gone. They have made that connection, they have left the body, if you say, you know, but they have connected with spirit a lot easier than most people. People just enjoy it. It's a nice sound, it's not obtrusive, but only when you can put ego aside, and there is a lot of ego that's involved.